dear students, dear colleagues. My name is London. I'm the director of the Institute for Modern Languages and International Studies. And I'm very glad to welcome our guests, Nikolai Andreevich Baramlykин and Vasily Ilyich Pavlov, the director of the Junior Science Academy. Sakha Science Academy. Okay, Sakha Science Academy. And our honored guest, Dr. Patrika Lam. Yesterday, I was unable to attend the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Sakha Science Academy, so I want to take this opportunity to say greeting words personally to Dr. Vasily Ilyich and to congratulate you personally your staff to this wonderful date, to the quarter century of the very unique educational institution, not only in our republic but in the whole country, I think, where the talented young people are educated, the skilled people are educated and formed. So, and I want to wish you further outstanding achievements and glory. And of course, I want to thank you for the cooperation with our institute. So, and I think I should give the floor to Vasily Ilyich. We can make it much better to introduce.
Hello, greetings to you all. Congratulate you to towards the endings of your academic or not academic this year, and wishing you all the best for the coming New Year and also the Christmas. Today I have a great honor to introduce you our good friend and a partner from Hong Kong, which is the special administrative region of the People's Republic of China. Dr. Lam, Patrika Lam, is a very distinguished gentleman from the field of education, especially the gifted education. Gifted education is a part of the very unusual and the most wonderful part of the education as such. In China, it's a very controversial topic itself, but in Hong Kong, it's very much a mainstream idea that some kids are very well educationally gifted and can do lots of wonderful and interesting things, and also be quite useful for the community as such. So, as a practitioner, and nowadays he's the president of the only Chinese organization that actually works for the gifted students, and professional association for the gifted and talented, which is the most an important organization nowadays in the Chinese sphere of education in China. And also we have many interesting projects that we have done throughout the last couple of years, from the 2016, even getting into the space engineering by sending up stratospheric probe, which is the only instance in the living memory for any students, the school-age students, organizing a very interesting projects by making by their own hands a small satellite and testing it on a stratospheric level, and then it will be also launched later on, maybe in March, on the 27th of March, from the Vostochny Cosmodrome. So without further ado, I'd like to give a word to Professor Patrika Lam. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my greatest honor to be here. So it's my more than 10th time in Lecция, because I love the city and it's a very wonderful place. And today I was asked to share about international education in terms of strategic planning and implementation. Can you all hear me clearly? Yes? Okay, thank you very much. And before we start, let me introduce myself a little bit. And I'm from Hong Kong. But you can also know that I work in different parts of the world, and in the past I worked in New Zealand and also for the Hong Kong government. Especially in my 6 years in the Hong Kong government, I managed to travel around the world to promote Hong Kong. So that's why I taught in America, Europe, Australia, and a lot of other countries. And now I'm a principal of a school a very, very unique school, and there's a sort of a government-funded international school. It's the only one in Hong Kong and China. And also, I'm also serving in universities, and you can see that I'm working for Chinese University, Baptist University, and Hong Kong universities, and I'm their part-time lecturer and also program consultant. Right. Now you can also see that I travel quite extensively, and then on the bottom, and then there are some photos that you're very familiar with, right? Because they're in the Gusk, right? In the Village Boy, and also the Mammoth Museum, and also on the left is in South Pole. I've been to all 7 continents, South Pole once, and also North Pole 15 times, and then I brought students there for scientific investigation, and they're all international projects indeed. Right. Let's start. So this is my school. Now my school is the only school that do IB is international curriculum, in Hong Kong, and we are government funded. As I mentioned, we are the only government funded international school in Hong Kong and the whole China. So we are very, very unique. So these are some pictures about my school. You can find out that we have got international students. And also we have got international teachers, right? So half of our colleagues are from all different parts of the world, and also about 20% of our students also from different parts of the world. Because once their parents are working in Hong Kong, and then they're entitled to get into public school. So that's why we receive international students. In fact, we have 2 Russian students, and one in primary, one in secondary. Yeah, they're lovely. And this is our middle school, and also in senior school. So we have got the dual exits because we are government funded. So that's why we have to do a bit Hong Kong curriculum. But half of them will go for IB, International Baccalaureate. It's an international curriculum. Do you know this curriculum? International Baccalaureate. It's very, very popular around the world. And then 50% of our students are working on IB, and half of the students are working on local curriculum. But because we were a British colony, so that's why we also offer IAL. That is the international version of GCA level, so it's a British curriculum. So this is the context. Because later on, when I share about international education, so all this content will be very relevant, right? But to start with, I will not say that we are very international. Now Hong Kong, to be honest, in the outlook, it is not international in a certain way. 90% of our population are Chinese, like me. Okay, we are not foreigners, and also we have got a very, very strong Chinese tradition. The way of thinking, food, and culture. And also, Hong Kong is just a city of China nowadays, okay? We are not British colony. And of course, Hong Kong is a special administrative region, but we are the same as any other city in China. And also, Hong Kong is extremely small. It's a tiny city, 1,000 km square only, okay? So, and more than half of the city is country park. So that's why, put up your hand if you have been to Hong Kong. Okay, please visit Hong Kong, and then a lot of people have been in Hong Kong many times, and you can tell. So we're really small and tiny. So that's why we do not have any favorable conditions to be international. Very, very difficult, I can say. However, when we position ourselves, today we are talking about schools, we are talking about universities, we are talking about the government. We are on the same line, on the same page. And then we position ourselves as international city. And in Hong Kong, there are more than 50 international schools. In Hong Kong, we are a small city, okay, right? Something like Lagos, but we live 8 million people, right? So we have got more than 50, international schools. And also we have got some plus. Plus means government allows some schools to do international curriculum, like us. We have got the through train from primary all the way to secondary. Of course, we are the only one in Hong Kong and China, but they allow some schools to do some senior levels, okay? And also we have got some renowned universities to set up their offshore campus. Chicago University, they set up their business school in Hong Kong. London University, the over programs in Hong Kong, so that is the privilege. In Hong Kong, we have got 10 universities. Surprisingly, 5 of them are currently within the top 100 QS, universities. So that's why we have got a lot of international scholars and also quite a number of international students. In fact, we have got some students from Yakutsk, okay, in Chinese University, in Hong Kong University, and some other universities. And then I met some students from Yakutsk. Of course, they are very, very bright. And also, City University of Hong Kong is ranked the most international outlook university last year by Times Higher Education. And early this year, the government even explicitly mentioned in the policy address that Hong Kong should be the educational hub in Asia and around the world. So that's why these are the favorable factors on the right to show that we really aim for international education, even though we face a lot of difficulties on our left. But how to do it? Now, have you learned anything about economics or marketing? So because today I'm talking about strategic planning, we need to think strategically. That means we have to think systematically. 6 Ps is a very, very classic planning thing. Have you heard of that? 4 Ps, 6 Ps, 8 Ps. Nowadays, they expand a lot. So the first one is about people. When you want to work for international education, people are very important. When you're talking about people, we talk about teachers and students. Now, in our school, we have got 148 teachers, okay, altogether. And then 50% of them are from different parts of the world. When I employ teachers, and then I fly overseas to recruit them, or we deliberately hire some teachers who are working in Hong Kong, but they are from different countries. And also, we have got 200, students, whose parents are working in Hong Kong for training for different professionals, and then, they send their kids to our school. The reason why they send their kids to our school is just because we have got Chinese. We are an international school, but we offer Chinese. So that's why we attract some students from America, from Canada, from Europe, even from France, Netherlands, Russia. I ask them why. There are 50 international schools in the market, and then they're very, very famous. And then why they're interested in my school? And then they told me that because we are international, but we have Chinese element that is very, very unique. And then altogether in our school we have got people from 20 nationalities. So that's why we celebrate a lot of national days. Every month we have to celebrate 1 or 2 national days. Right. The second P is price. Price. Now, it's very, very commercial, right? Now, we are a government school, but government allows us to receive some money from the students. It's a new initiative, right? And then, if you were my school or the director of our school, do you want to charge a lot or charge little? It's about the pricing. It's very tricky, very tricky. Now, you may think that we want to attract people, the lower the price, the better, right? Wrong. Wrong. In Hong Kong, it's a very, very commercial city, and people will think that if it is really cheap, that means it is not good. So that's why we have to think our positioning in our school. Now, for example, a lot of international schools in Hong Kong charge about 2,000 US per month. That is the normal rates. Okay? And then for some other schools, like other public schools that allows tuition fees, they charge about 300 US per month. And many of them are free. More than 1,000 schools are free. Lutheran Academy don't want to be cheap. But we want to attract, quality people. So that's why we know when we set the tuition fees, of course, we are not going to offer, the very, very expensive one. We don't want to put people off or scare people off. But we don't want to give to the audience or the public the impression that we are so cheap. So that's why we set our tuition fee in the middle, 1,000 US per month, right? But of course, we have got a long queue, and then we have got very, very big number of applications every year, right? For example, in our primary one, we have got 106, and then we have got more than 1,000 applicants every year. And for secondary school, for year 7, because from primary to secondary, we increase the number from 100 every year to 140 to secondary, because we are through train. That means we should accept another 40 from outside. Again, we receive more than 1,000 applicants every year. So that's why this kind of price range maintain our competitiveness and also our school image. So that is our second P. Do you know the third P? Place. And then of course, we need a very big campus, to accommodate a lot of interesting things, a lot of good decoration. Now, in international schools in Hong Kong, and also if you visit our school, and also in fact, Science Academy, Sahara Science Academy, reference us to make certain things. After entering our school, you will see a big world map. Even on the stair, you can see the globe. And then they enter the world. And also, our primary curriculum is based on the 17th Sustainable Development Goals of UNESCO. So we have got the UNESCO 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And also, we have got different clocks. A moment later, we're talking about, we have a lot of partners around the world. So we have got world clocks, okay? When you enter Sahara Science Academy, Dr. Pablo will show you all this, right? We are on the same page, have all the decoration. And also we have got the artifacts about all these international things. And also about our facilities, and then we are very, very rich to celebrate different cultures. Yeah. And also, when we are talking about place, we are now in the 21st century, 2023 now, or 2024 now, entering 2025. Do we need a physical place? When we are talking about education or learning place, we can think of virtual. So that's why we have a lot of virtual collaboration with a lot of partners around the world, even with Sahara Science Academy last year. Right. And of course, these are very, very commercial, right? Because I realize that many of you are from education sector. So we really want to know more about, the fourth and the fifth P, process and products. These are the very, very important component. That is the journey of education. What offer for our students? What education programs that we do? And of course, the last P is promotion. Of course, in terms of promotion, if you enter our school website, it's all in English. Of course, we have bilingual, and also we promote ourselves in different channels, like Facebook. Young people don't have their Facebook, but we have IG, LinkedIn, and all the international, expats channels. So this is the way we promote. But today, we really want to focus on process and products. So that means, in the next 20 to 30 minutes, I will talk more about, what kind of education experience that our students have. The first one is that, now, in terms of the formal curriculum, we have got International Baccalaureate, IB, right? It's international already. But on top of that, we have got a lot of student activities, and then we try to bring our students into international arena. And very often, we provide rich opportunities with strong support. And we don't have any quota, okay? So, for example, we have got the World Scholars Cup, okay? So for students who love speech or debate, okay, so we send them to World Scholars Cup, and then you can see that they have got regional round, global round, and international round. And also, we participate in, Model United Nations. This is kind of, debate, studying the shoes of different countries. And then, we have got the Hong Kong round, and also SCMUN is the Sea Change Model United Nations. It's a pretty, famous Model United Nations in Hong Kong because it's a sole agent getting our students, the successful students, to Cambridge, Oxford, Yale, and Harvard. Okay, so our students are also participating in the Sea Change Model UN, and in the past 2 years, and then we won quite a lot of prizes, and then our students are nominated to Cambridge University Module UN, last month, Oxford, next month, Harvard, and later this year, Yale. And then, we have got a lot of this kind of opportunities. And of course, we have some students who are very, very passionate in science, and then we nominate them to AMO, Asian Math Olympiad, and it's the Hong Kong round, and then in the summer, just a few months ago, 2 of them got silver medals in Asian round that is held in Korea. And also we participate in the Harvard Global Essay competition, and then we won quite a lot of prizes. You can see that these are some examples that we bring our students to international arena. Okay, so to give them a lot of interesting or challenging experiences in Hong Kong and also overseas. And of course, there are a lot of other opportunities. As you remember, in August, Dr. Prabhu and I took part in the Asia Pacific Conference on Giftedness in Japan, and we have got the adult academic conference. Along that, there is a youth summit, and then it's a very, very big event with young people from 27 countries. So I sent a Hong Kong team of 7 ladies there. Okay, so to learn environmental sciences. Okay, with a lot of international students in the conference. That is very, very meaningful. Yeah. And of course, we have got a lot of interesting movement, and one of them is the collaboration with Yakusk, is to make our first ever satellite by Hong Kong students early this year. I will talk more about that later. Now, in order to have the real international education, I always mention that even though we have IB curriculum, even though we have got half of our colleagues from different parts of the world, even though we have 20% international students, it doesn't mean that we are international. It could be very, very conservative, right? So they need international experiences, throughout the school. So that's why, our school is very, very actively promoting international partnership. So we connect with more than 60 international partners around the world. We set up this network within 2 years. Wow, okay? Okay, of course, I set up some, and then my colleagues set up some, and then we put all the brains together, and then we set up more than 60 networks, okay, with different schools, education institutions, or even universities. And then you can see that, in Siberia, okay, so in Hong Kong, they don't know Yakusk, okay, but when I mention Siberia, they all understand this here. Okay, so we have partnership with the Sahara Science Academy, and also you can see, we have got extensive partners in different parts of the world, in Europe, in Africa, in Southeast Asia, in China, Australia, New Zealand, even in North America and Latin America. So you can see, our networks, spread across 6 continents. And then, we have so many networks. It doesn't mean that, it's rich. Because many schools in Hong Kong, we signed MOU with partners and then did nothing. But we are really serious about this kind of partnership. So we have got inbound visit. Okay, that means every year, especially after COVID, we receive visitors from different countries, and then we also reach out, even from our primary school and secondary school. We send our kids to overseas schools, maybe for a week or for a couple of weeks. Virtual, nowadays, especially after COVID, Zoom or any other platform can perform a lot of interaction. So that's why we have got a lot of virtual meetings and virtual learning. And last but not the least, it sounds very old-fashioned, but it works very well. It's pen pal, okay, pen pal scheme. So as young as year 1, we had pen pal partner in Chicago. Year 2, pen pal system in Australia, okay, so and so forth. And so that's why, this is very, very powerful to have our students to have authentic, real-life experience with people from different parts of the world. Now, I'll try to give you some examples or pictures, okay? Pen friend, for example. So as I mentioned, we have got pen friend from year 1 all the way to year 11. Okay, year 12 because they're very busy exam. So that's why we don't catch year 12. But year 1 all the way to year 11, we've got 10 friends with different part of the world. You can see that we exchange letter every 2 months with different themes. It could be some cultural stuff or even something about the actual learning. And also we videotape those writing, and also we have got some interaction, right? So this pen pal. Now of course, this pen pal can extend to a lot of things, because once they have done a big exchange, maybe a couple of times, and then we set up some video conference to say hello or to have some presentation. You can see that even kids as young as year 1 or year 2, and then it is the platform that they can exchange their ideas. And of course, for the secondary school, you don't think that writing letter will be welcomed by the teenagers, right? So we make use of electronic copies. So we have got the email, and also we put all the articles saved in a Google file, and then we exchange in electronic form. And of course, we also send souvenirs to our partners, and also every time, from time to time, we receive souvenir from our partners as well. So it's a very, very interesting and fascinating experience, this pen pal. And the second one is virtual, because we can set up a lot of Zoom meetings, okay, to share about what they learned. It could be science, it could be cultural arts, it could be different things. For example, we have got some primary kids doing some, video conference, with Spain, India, Kazakhstan, Australia about their culture. Okay, and also last year we had some interesting collaboration with a school in Abeluga. Abeluga is a special. Alabuga is a special economic zone in Russia, and then they came over to our school every year, and also we set up virtual class in mathematics and science, and then we learn science together. So that is the Zoom meeting that we can learn things together. It's very, very beautiful. And also we have got some partners in China, especially Fudan. Fudan is a top 4 universities. And then before the university, it was a high school. It's one of the best high school in China. And then we are sister school, and then we have got some student leaders forum. And then they decide the topic themselves. After several rounds of discussion, and then we set up the video conference to share our insight about our future, right? And the third one is inbound. As I mentioned, every year we receive a number of groups from different countries. So this is the groups. It's some examples only, okay? Because of time. And then these are the groups. Came to our school just after the COVID, okay? Every year we have got 30 students from Singapore, a group of students from South Korea, a group of students from Abeluga, okay? 30 of them, and Uganda, the Netherlands, and then we have got quite a number of requests from time to time. And they're not just come for visit, and then we put them together in a lesson. Okay, you can see that we try to pair the students with our students 1 by 1 or 1 by 2 sitting together to have lessons. Because our school is an English school, so everything is in English. So that's why they have got wonderful time. Of course, we do have Chinese lesson. They don't learn Chinese, so we have got some special culture, classes for them. So there is also a special arrangement. So then they station in our school for a week or 2. So that is what they really appreciate. Yeah. The third thing is most wonderful one. So it's outbound. So we take the advantage of the Easter holiday that is usually in April, right? So the week before Easter holiday, there's no school. That means all students, all 700 students in secondary should go to different parts of the world. And then we organized 16 tours, okay, for them last year. And then, of course, some students may not be fit for overseas travel, and then they prefer some local tours. Okay, we still give them the option. And then we offer 14 overseas tours And then you can see that one of the tours is in Yakutsk, okay, in March. It was very, very cold at that time. Yeah, but they really, really enjoyed it because we make satellites together. And also, some students are very, very interested in history. And so we have got a group to Bosnia and Sarajevo, the Balkan areas, to inquire World War I. And we have got some surface trip to Sabah, to Fiji, to different parts of the world. And also in July, I also led 2 teams. One team to Inner Mongolia, to a desert, to plant trees, to fight against desertification. Another tour to West China to build a rocket. So all these are international experience that our students experience. And then we are planning for next year. Okay, so next year we have another round of global classroom. It's also the week before Easter holiday. So if it is short tour, it's a few days. But if it's a long tour to Europe or Africa, so we can take the advantage of the Easter holiday. So we have got another 16 trips for them. So for some students who are passionate in arts, and then we bring them to Barcelona, Gaudi, Salvador Dali, and those Picasso, those great artists' workplace. And also we have a group to Silk Road, that is my group. I will bring them to walk around Silk Road. Okay, we have a group to Uganda to work on social service, and of course Korea, Vietnam, Chiang Mai, Bali, New Zealand. For New Zealand, we have got a group of students who would like to investigate some features of volcano or related features. So these are the global classroom that we send our kids out, okay? Because we have got a lot of partner schools around the world. So that's why throughout those trips is the thematic inquiry, but we also spend a day or 2 in the partner school. For example, in Japan, in Tokyo, we had a partner school in Tokyo, and it's called Shinagawa International School. And then in that particular trip, it's about technology and arts, creative industry. But we also spent 2 days in the sister school, to work on some student exchange. So this is all about, our works in the Global Classroom Week. And then, to give you some more in-depth, example. So this is what we did early this year. As I mentioned, in March, we have got the Global Classroom Week, and then we send all students out. And then 10 students would like to construct the first ever satellites, okay, in collaboration with the Sahara Science Academy. So that's why we set up this link. Because in the past 6 to 7 years, there have been already 200 Hong Kong students visiting this place. Okay, so that's why we have got some good experience here. But it's always in summer. It's the first time that we bring them here in spring or in a very, very cold climate. So we are going to make satellites. But how to make this satellite works? Because we don't know satellite. So with the help of Dr. Papruf, and then we got the weekly online class, okay, from November to March. Every Monday, they have got about 2 hours online to learn about the basics about programming. It's about physics, math, aerodynamics, electronics, or even maker skills. And of course, we have to keep our students having a growth mindset. So they have to challenge themselves to learn new things. So after all these 6 months training, and then in March, we fly over to Yakutsk to have the authentic interaction. So 10 students from Hong Kong, and then 12 students from Yakutsk, and then we work together. So it's the very, very authentic, real-life kind of interaction experience. And then, we successfully made the first ever satellite by students between these two countries. And this is a big news in Hong Kong because it's a Hong Kong record. And it's widely broadcast in Hong Kong in news, in TV throughout the whole day, and also in all 20 newspapers, and also in China, and even overseas. So, and of course, we take the advantage of this tour, not just making satellites, and then we bring them, to have some, interesting visits to Lunar Pillar, to Permafrost Kingdom, to different places to discover the beauty of Yakutsk. And of course, apart from all this, inbound, outbound, virtual, and inbound, outbound, virtual, and pen pal, this four systems. In our school, we also collaborate with a lot of overseas universities to offer special programs. And one of our partners is from Israel, Tel Aviv University, and then they're very, very innovative. In fact, quite a lot of modern innovation is by the university. So we collaborate with them. You can see that we have been partnered for 3 years. So they offer 1 week diploma course for us. It's totally online, okay? Especially 2022, we're still in the COVID, right? We have no class. So that's why the students can have some time to work on some, our online class. Even 2023 and 2024, and then, we make use of some holiday for our collaboration. Students, if they don't go overseas, and then they can make use of the holiday, 5 days online, to learn, from the expats. And in terms of biotechnology, AI, neuroscience, or different kind of sciences. 2024 is very, very interesting because the topic is about AI and medical science. And we are also planning for 2025 at the moment. And we have got a lot of collaboration with a lot of overseas partners. It's not just about schools. We partner with overseas universities like Cambridge, Stanford, UC Berkeley, and then they're all our partners. And then we offer different taster lectures or university experiences for them. Especially Stanford University is very, very interesting because when we're talking about career and life planning, and then usually we survey all the secondary school students what they want to learn in the future, what kind of university they want to enter in the future. We got all the data in September, and then we plan a big event in June. It's called Career Fest. And then we invite the top university scholars to match their interests. Last year, a lot of students told me that they want to study economics. And then I searched internet. #1 economics, Stanford University. Okay? And then I randomly picked one professor, okay? Find the very famous one, Christopher Macchia. And I didn't know him. I just emailed him. Hey, our students would like to study economics. I realized that Stanford is #1 in the world, and then you are in charge of economics. Can't you do us a favor to give us a lecture for that online? So if you were Professor Macchia from Stanford, the top university in the world, a full professor, would you reply?
Yeah.
You know what? He replied within the same day. No. It is far too simple. Don't this kind of meaningless thing. A lecture cannot help. I have a counter proposal. Can I videotape one of my lectures to your students and ask your students to watch the video? And then I have 1 hour for you guys online. You can ask any questions about economics. Do you like it? Yes, of course, why not? It's totally free of charge. Yes, yes. The same story happens in Cambridge. A lot of people, a lot of our students would like to get into medical school, want to be medical doctor, physiotherapist, nursing, something like that. And then I searched #1 in medical science, okay? It's Johns Hopkins, US, Cambridge in UK. Okay, Cambridge, why not Cambridge? And then I searched one professor, it's called Professor Fisher. Hey, Simon Fisher, can you do me a favor for a university taster lecture? The time is it's in the afternoon Hong Kong time, that means 1 o'clock in the morning. You know what? He said, why not? I can wake up early for you. Why not? Yes, I did all this kind of thing, for our students. And if you have got the passion, you just willing to ask, and then all the good people will give you positive reply. That is growth mindset. So that's why we can collaborate with a lot of very good universities. Initially, I didn't know that, but now we're good friends. After a year of success, and then we continue the practice every year. And also the professors also refer some buddies for us, or some other professors for us, okay? Because every year we have got different topics, right? So that's why that is the network we have. So we are very, very unique in a way that we have a lot of university-school partnership. Of course, it's not just about one particular lecture or taste lecture. We have a number of programs in science, in biology, in humanities, and so on and so forth. And this year we rolled out a specific program. It's also a very, very interesting one. It's called Academy of Academy. We are Lutheran Academy. And then academy means university. That means within our academy, there are universities because we collaborate with different partners. Hong Kong University, Chinese University, University of Science and Technology, and they're all QS 100 universities. And also they have got a lot of expats, a lot of professors from different part of the world. Especially we collaborate with the Faculty of Engineering. And then, our students, are their researchers. You can imagine that our secondary school students join their research, the remote charging, or some AI program. Chinese University also, we collaborate with them for some projects about heritage conservation. For the University of Science and Technology, we have got some collaboration about AI. And the one very interesting partner is University of Illinois from US. And then, they have got a program called iGlobal. You can Google it very, very easily. iGlobal is a special program for middle school students. And at the moment, there are 30 countries involved. So that means every country, and then there are 30 students. And then they try to map them up to have a lot of groups. Every week, they have got the virtual class, to discuss a lot of international topics. So this year, the common time slot is Saturday morning of Hong Kong time, as the Friday evening of European time. So that is how it works. So 30 students in term 1 and 30 students in term 2. Yeah, and also we also collaborate with Tsinghua University. It's currently also top 10 in Asia, and for some STEM project. And also we collaborate with Sahara Science Academy, and then we continue this kind of collaboration. And of course, Taiwan University I mentioned. So all these are building in a system, okay, of the international experience of our school. So that is how it works, international curriculum in our school. And so I hope that my presentation will be concise and short enough, because I guess it's more fruitful for you guys to have some interaction. You may ask some questions, or you can give us some feedback, or some suggestion for further improvement, or you can also mention about your dream international interaction look like. So it's now the open forum. Can I have a few minutes for that, so that who are interested in this topic, then please feel free to make comment and question.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes?
We have questions.
I have a question.
Yes?
Good afternoon, thank you for your question. Dr. Lam, I have two a little bit tricky questions. My name is Vitaly and I'm studying international communication. So my first question is, how do you make conditions for your students from different cultures to communicate in your school? And the second question is, I'm sorry if this is too direct, do you have a national conflicts in any way? And if you do, how do you solve it? Thank you.
Oh yes, thank you very much for this question. Yeah, it's very, very true that the way how to mix them well is very, very important. So we have got local students, we have got international students, right? The first question is how to mix them together, right? Number one, language. We all speak English. English is the national language, and then all curriculum, except Chinese, language, there is only one lesson per day. For all other lessons are all in English. So that's why they have got the common language. And also we can see that this is our school. Make it fun, make it playful. All students love to play, right? So that's why we make really fun. Okay, a lot of group works. Okay, we are not sitting column by column, row by row, that kind of very boring setting. We are sitting in groups. Okay, in each group, you can see a few international students and also mixing with our local students. Okay, the right bottom corner, is from India. The upper corner, that little boy is from the Netherlands. Okay, so we can have this one. In the middle, the girl is from Japan. Okay, so you can see that we mix them up very, very nicely, and then it's in a very playful and lively environment. And then they work on projects because IB curriculum is always work on project instead of sitting here and listening. No, so they have got a lot of hands-on experience, and also we have got a lot of fun day. They put on pajama. Okay, it's the reading club. It's a reading day. Okay, and also we have got a lot of outings. Okay, they have a lot of fun. Okay, to play together. So that's why they have no sense of any groups. They have no sense of cultural diversity. They just treat each other equally. They're the same. They're kids, right? So and also we have got teachers who are from different parts of the world. Stephen is from Australia, and then and his son also studied in our school. So that's why we have got this kind of family-like. So we have got a lot of expert students, and then they all send their kids, to study in our school. So that's why it's like a family, right? And the second question, any conflicts, right? Now, because of this kind of environment, so we talk about love, we talk about respect. So that's why whenever we have got conflicts, and then we bring them back to the core values: respect. We respect every culture, every nation. Now, I'm not sure whether it's appropriate to share here or not because it's very political, but I would like to tell you the truth. In our school, we have a teacher from Ukraine. We have got students from Russia. We have got visitors, from Albuga, right? It sounds like a conflict, right? But you know what? In our primary one, the Ukrainian teacher teach the Russian boy nicely, no problem. Yeah, that is the IB philosophy, the respect, the mutual respect. So so we do not see it as a challenge or a conflict. We think it is an opportunity, for friendship. So that's why in our school, yes, you're right that there are some cultural differences in practice. So for some groups, they may not have a very quick response. For Hong Kong, Japanese, that kind of a way of doing is very, very, very quick, right? For some nations, pretty slow, need to talk, need to understand mutually first. So we have got different kind of culture. We have Chinese culture, Japanese culture, Mediterranean culture, Latin culture. We are all different, but we have a lot of meetings, we have a lot of gathering, and then we respect each other, and then it's a very, very good experience. Even to me, I learned a lot indeed. Thank you very much. Any other question or comments?
Just comments, maybe. It's maybe because of the very big international, intercultural background of the families, of the teachers already working at your school, and even children. But this kind of training, the project activities and so on, it's also known as the best way to make intercultural communication more efficient. Maybe therefore. So, other questions?
Yes, in fact, this kind of network is so important in a way that we really want to make international education very authentic, close their real life experience. So it's not just about the knowledge in the textbook. Okay, so we need the real life interaction. So that's why we really build on a lot of experiences, inbound visit, outbound visit, virtual meetings, pen friend, and then we try to make it regularly, and so that our students have this kind of momentum. They know that year one they have got a bi-monthly meeting or letter to their partner in Chicago, and from time to time, then they can set up some video conference. Okay, the same thing repeats in year two with the partner in Australia, and so on and so forth. And then once they have got this kind of authentic experience, and then it is it's the values that we sow the seed into their hearts. So that is the most wonderful things that we are trying to do. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Hello. Good afternoon, and thank you for an interesting lecture. It was interesting, and I was curious about the pen palm method. I'm going to ask you a question from a pedagogical perspective. How many years have you been practicing this method, and what are the benefits of it? And one more question about what exactly do children do? For example, are they literally writing letters, or they capture some video of them talking with their pals? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm sorry that my device doesn't work. Can you go back to the?
Просто полистайте слайды.
Yeah, can you go back to the slide of pen pal?
Can you try again? Yes.
Oh, yep. Yes.
Still not working.
It's stuck a little while. Oh, well, the gentleman is fixing the problem. In fact, pen pal system is still in our curriculum, and of course, we want to make it very, very authentic, and then we try to map the topic with our partner school. And each year, as I mentioned, there is one particular partner. Year 1 Australia, year 2, year 1 Chicago, year 2 Australia, year 3 Spain, year 4 Estonia, year 5 Brazil, something like that. And we try to make it very authentic for primary. And we are using the traditional way, that is writing letter. Okay, so we try to map the topic. For example, in year 1, they have got a topic about culture. So that's why, in the first letter, usually in October, because September is very busy, right? In October, and then we start the pen pal system. It's about culture. We try to introduce, our Chinese culture, okay? What kind of tradition we have, and also the American students also, share their traditions. And then, the second letter, we try to narrow it down to more specific topic. So the second letter is usually in November and December in the Sabbath Festival. Okay, so we have got a number of Chinese festival, and then in America they have got the Halloween, Christmas, and then they introduce festival. And then we're building this system, okay, in place. And then after a couple of sections, if we think that they're mature enough, and then we send some, of course, we send some photos, and also we send some candies or souvenirs. Okay, as I mentioned before. And when we think that the students are mature enough, they're well prepared, and then we set up some video conference. okay, so that they can share. It's not just about the lecture, they can share what they actually do, in the country for that topic. So it's very, very authentic, it's a regular practice. So it's all the way from year 1 to year 6. And then for secondary, it's slightly different. As I mentioned, the adolescents, okay, the young people, if you ask them to write letter, it's very, very old-fashioned, right? So that's why, we ask them to write in Word document, okay? And then we save all the letters in a Google document, and then we share it electronically with our counterpart, okay? And then so it is very, very effective. Again, it matched the topics that we inquired. For example, year 7, we share not just about festival because it's very, very simple, and then we share about some topics in science, okay? What is the new invention in the world? How AI, help the study, something like that. And then year 9 and year 10, they have got some even other, very debatable, social issues to discuss. And also after they change the lecture, and then we set up some video conference for some presentation, it's the same, pattern with the primary. And of course, for secondary, sometimes we ask the students to suggest topic. So it's not decided by the teachers themselves, okay? We may suggest a few topics, but the majority of the topics are suggested by the students. So because it is the very authentic way they like. And the lectures are usually in English, okay? But one particular pen pal system is in French, okay? Because in our senior school, we offer, because we are IB school, every student should learn 2 languages. For local students, and then they learn English and Chinese. But for the overseas students, and then they can still learn Chinese. Some of them learn Chinese very, very well. Yeah, their Mandarin is even better than mine. And then for some students who may not be very, very proficient in Chinese, they can learn French. Okay, we have got the option for them. So that's why we have got a partner in France, in South France. There's a city called Toulouse, where the Airbus is constructed. And then, we have got the pen pal system with them, and then that pen pal system, all lectures are exchanged in French, because it's the practice for our students, okay? It's deliberately the occasion for our students to practice French. So it's very, very special. It's for exam indeed. So this is all about the pen pal system. It's pretty fun. Okay, we try to make it online and offline all together. It's a branded mode.
I think it was extremely normal things in the past, because I was actually also involved in the pen system. I used to write some kids in France, in Normandy, because I was very much involved in this history. It's called the Normandy Squadron. You see, the flying squadron. It was quite an interesting experience, and also I used to write some letters to the schools in Germany.
Yeah, and they all
in Germany, in fact, in Rostock and Dresden and so on. So I have lots of communication. It used to be called the Club of International Friendship, KIT. It used to be called KIT, and there was lots of writing. And then my sister used to write a letter to a boy from Naples. And they write quite voluminous letters for many years, and then eventually they met up and married and had many kids and living very happily in Italy.
And then also you can see that from time to time we encourage our students to take some pictures to attach in the letter, so that they have got some personal touch. But of course, we also send each other candies and souvenirs. So we can start as young as year 1, right? Because they can write, they can draw, they can express themselves in different ways.
Yeah. Dr. Lam, I have one question. At our institute, we have bachelor programs in pedagogical education in 2 languages. So English and Chinese, English and French, English and German. How do you think, would it be possible to establish internship for our students, for best students of course, to come to your school and to teach your students, maybe for just for short time, maybe just to get this international experience of teaching?
Yes, thank you very much for this. In fact, at the moment, we have got a number of requests from our partners, okay? And of course, some are very, very keen on that, especially and also we have another partner school in Japan. It's called Shinagawa International Schools in Tokyo. And at the moment, we are discussing with them for teacher exchange. So it's the exchange. We'll probably start 2025, probably in May or June, and then we will have a pilot. Now, in long run, we really want to have the exchange for a longer period of time because it's the authentic experience. We target for 6 months internship, okay, or secondment, or you can call. But we really want to have some pilot first. So that's why, probably in May, we will have a couple of teachers. One teacher from primary, one teacher from secondary to Astana, one primary teachers and one secondary teachers to Tokyo for 2 weeks. Okay, so it's the first time. Okay, and then we sort of quite a lot of logistics because of the teaching content, the year level, and also some logistic arrangement like accommodation, like all the tickets, air tickets, all the expenses, and then we are discussing with them because it costs money, right? But of course, our school focuses a lot of professional development. Every year we spend about $1,500,000 US, okay, on the professional development. There's quite a lot of money budget, right? As far as I remember, it's $150,000 US on professional development. And then we send people out for overseas workshop in IB or some training. And next year we increase the budget so that we can sponsor sponsor teachers for this kind of exchange to start with, and then we collaborate with Kazakhstan and Japan. But maybe in the future we can also, collaborate with Yakutsk because we have got long-term partnership with Science Academy.
Thank you. So actually, the air tickets and so on are in charge of students themselves. And our students are very, very active going abroad. This year, more than 80 students are making internships at different universities abroad, mostly, of course, in China, but also in Kazakhstan. And 2 first students are going in the next semester to Hanoi in Vietnam, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and even other so-called unfriendly countries of Russia at partner universities. So therefore, we'll be very interested. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, definitely. We can further explore. Yeah, especially our school is now constructing a new residential dorm, and then it will cater for about 200 people, and then so it's also reserved for the overseas partners. So if your students or teachers come to Hong Kong in the future, and then we can keep them there free of charge because we have kitchen, we have cafeteria, we have all the facilities built in the residential dorm. So that will increase the potential of this kind of collaboration. So any other comments, suggestions, or?
I have a question. You mentioned that your students spent a week in NASA. Now, from what I know about NASA, they are very technologically advanced and they invest a lot in space exploration. I wonder if your students were learning about that, or maybe something different. Can you tell more about that?
Yeah, because especially early this year, it's in March 2024, and then we have 3 groups of students acquiring technology, especially 2 groups of them focusing on aerospace science. So one group to Yakutsk for the satellite production, and one group, about 30 students, living in Lhasa. Now, all these trips are specially designed. Okay, it's not the common one. It's not for tourists. We are educational service provider. So that's why we contact NASA to discuss with them. And then we have the tailor-made program. And then our students lived in NASA. We are not just visiting them as a amazement park like that. Okay, we live there and then interact with the scientists and learn all the aerodynamics and all the spaceship production, all the satellite mechanism, and even I've got some photos, but because of the length of the time of this presentation, we have got some students try the G-force, do the G-force. Lying down, swing, of course, not the very, very serious one, otherwise, they will get hurt. But they will try to have the zero gravity force kind of environment. And then, they can experience all this fascinating experience in NASA. Yeah, that is what our students did early this year.
Thank you for your answer.
And also, NASA is very generous to arrange a number of astronauts meeting us, and then try to answer our questions, and also have special classes with our students. So all these trips are specially made, just like the trip we collaborate with Salah Science Academy. It's all tailor-made kind of trip. You can see that we have a group going to Sungai. Sungai is a place in Thailand, and then it's a university, and then we collaborate with them for reservation of sea tortoise. And then, our students dive in the sea and try to understand the coral ecosystem, and also try to understand the habitat of sea tortoise, and also we make up of some schemes, okay, to protect them. So there's all the university partnership to make our trip very, very fruitful, very, very, inspiring. So we have got different themes for different trips, and then they are all, tailor-made. And we spend about 6 to 7 months to plan for those trips and liaise with the local people. And just like this year, we are planning for 2025, and then in July, that is the past summer, I went to Dunhuang and tried to look at the desert and all the places before making our first rocket there. And then, I planned the Silk Road. Do you know Silk Road is a very, very ancient kind of trail. And then, we tried to touch base from Xi'an all the way to Xinjiang, from the down south all the way to the far west. So it's to let our students to experience how it works 2,000, 3,000 years ago for training. And also we have got a group of students to Busan, South Korea. And then we collaborate with the local university to focusing on architecture. Yeah, we have got all these different kind of things. And especially one group will go to Uganda. And then, there is a surface trip. And then we will help to construct the university. And of course, the university building is not this beautiful one. And it's very basic. It's made by bricks. Okay, so our students can help constructing the agricultural university. And also they take the advantage to visit safari to understand, how animal works, in the open environment. I went there, 7 years ago with some funding, okay, and then I can see thousands of deers running in front of me. That is really amazing. So we are doing quite a lot of fascinating activities, within this we call Global Classroom Week. And of course, it's just not just about the April, the week before Easter. We also create some opportunities in other months. Just like next July, we are planning a trip to Yakutsk, okay? And so that our students can have some fossil hunting of trilobite. We can also try to acquire mammoth. If possible, we can, assemble some parts of mammoth, and also we can go to the permafrost to understand the soil layer, and also try to go to permafrost kingdom for fun. And a few years ago, we had started the Siberian forest, walk with Siberian barbecue, and also have hiking in inner pillars, and we plan a number of interesting things in Yakutsk, and also Toulouse. the glacier walk. It's also fascinating. So we create this kind of opportunity for students, okay, in different time of the year.
How long do they come to? Yeah.
Because usually, because Hong Kong and Russia, we have got a agreement within 14 days. There is no visa needed. So we usually plan for a trip for 12 days. Yeah, try to within 14 days, okay, to avoid the visa application. So so it's quite a lot of fun. Maybe we can meet again in July. Yeah.
Students could also visit university.
Maybe Dr. Pablo can recruit some volunteers here to interact with our students. Yeah. Yeah. In the past, we usually bring a group of 30. It's usually from one particular school, but this year, because of my new organization, I'm a school principal, but I'm also the chairman of my group. I've got 12 schools. I'm the chairman of 12 schools. And also recently we set up a new organization called Hong Kong Professional Association for Gifted and Talented. And then we have got more than 50 schools in the network. So this trip will be open to all interested people. So that's why we will bring teachers and students from different schools to come. So hope to see you all then. Okay. I'm conscious about time. Okay, may I call for the last question or comments? Yes, gentlemen at the back.
下午好，谢谢你的介绍，很有意思啊。My name is Michael. I major at linguistics, and now that you mentioned that you have collaborated with our students and made the satellite, I'm curious, were there any other projects in collaboration with students from abroad, specifically in linguistics? Maybe someone went abroad to study a unique linguistic background or a situation in a particular country or so. And do you believe that linguistics is something that is worthy of investigating in your school? 谢谢你的回答。
Okay. Thank you very much for your question. And in fact, we have got science projects, collaborating with Dr. Popov. In fact, we have got a number of linguistic projects with different parts of the world. As I mentioned, we have got pen pal system with our partner school in Toulouse, France. It's all in French, right? And these 2 weeks, we have got a project with South Korea. So it's a school called Kumpok National University High School. Okay, it's a very, very good high school run by university in South Korea. And then, we have been partnered for 2 years. We have got virtual classes, we have got pen pal system, we have got mutual visit. And now we have got a linguistic collaboration. And then this month, we are producing a book. It's talking about AI, modern technology, and also how gaming, that is the e-sport, shape the young people. Okay, it's talking about health and mental health. Okay, it's all in written form. Okay, so that's why it is a collection of books, and then we have got different essays from students between these 2 schools. And I just share my preface with Dr. Pablo at lunch. Okay, because I wrote it last night. Okay, because we are going to print it later this month. Okay, within the Christmas holiday. So that is the linguistic collaboration. In fact, we have got quite a number of different kind of collaboration. So we have got linguistic collaboration with Korea, France, and Estonia. We have got science collaboration with Sahara Science Academy, Abluga, and also some schools in United States and Brazil. And also we have got artistic collaboration with Taiwan, with China, and also Africa. So we have got different themes. So apart from the inbound virtual and pen pal system, we make some standalone projects, okay, in the collaboration. So we have got all different kind of themes. So it's not just about science, but the science captures attention. and it's also the trend, okay, in Hong Kong. So that's why I am invited, okay, to share in Beijing, in Hong Kong government, in Japan, in different parts of the world about the science project. But in fact, we have got a range of projects across different topics. Yeah, your question is very, very relevant because not all students are scientists, right? And then they need the linguistic, proficiency to exchange, and also they need different topics and passion. Yeah. Okay, so I think we have to finish here, and thank you very much for your attention and your patience, and I will see you somewhere in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Patrika Lam, for visiting us. And I want just to give you our book, which is just with many pictures of the history of our institute, so that you can, even not reading the Russian, understand our reality, our development. So and then, as I already mentioned in the beginning, I wish you this great partnership and friendship between the Saha Science Academy and the school of Dr. Patrika Lam, more successful way of development and more achievements. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.